Hi everyone, my name is Kendrick and welcome to Travel and Live Free. In this video, we're going to cover my country number 24 to visit every single country in the world, and that country is Laos. Now, when I went to Laos, I did not plan on spending too much time there. For me, it was going to be a quick stop, maybe 1 or 2 days, before I would go to my next destination, which is Cambodia. So, when I went to Laos, my plan when I went there is to do a city tour just to see what the capital city of Vientiane has to offer. And the biggest thing to see there is the Laos National Museum, as well as several landmarks that is famous within the capital city. Now, going to Laos for Canadians is not very cheap. Just to enter the country, you have to pay $42 for the entry visa, and you have to make sure that you bring a passport photo, otherwise they're not gonna let you in the country. I decided to stay in a hostel called Gardens Backpacker Hostel, and I think I paid about $22 US for a private room for 2-night stay. I also arranged to book a tuk-tuk that can show me around the city, and I paid about 80,000 kip, which is about 1333 Canadian. Something in the tuk-tuk right now, that's the one. Now for the city tour of Laos, the places that I visited are Tat Luang, which is a gold-colored stupa right in the middle of Vientiane. Okay, so I just tried going inside the stupa, but I can't because the president of Singapore was here and I couldn't get in. Wat Si Saket, which is a Buddhist wat right beside the presidential palace. Tat Dam, which is just a monument in the middle of the road. Patu Sai, which is another monument in the middle of the road. And of course, the Laos National Museum. So, part of the trip, I booked that tuk-tuk to take me around the city, and the other half, I rented a bicycle from the hostel I was staying in, and I rode the bicycle into the city to check out those different monuments. Now, the cost to enter the museum is about 20,000 kip, or 333 Canadian, and I would say this is probably the highlight of Vientiane. Some of the things that you can see in the museum includes the big jars from the Plains of Jars in Laos, as well as some communist propaganda about how Westerners are evil, which I find very fascinating when you are going through the museum. You can also see the various weapons that they use during some of the wars that they had in Laos. And I think the museum is a pretty good place to visit just so you can get a feel of what the culture and what the political situation is like when you are in Laos. Now, the other monuments are neat to see, but I wouldn't say they are a must-see because, in my honest opinion, they weren't anything special compared to what you would see in other Asian countries, but I still need to see, and it's not expensive to go see the city of Vientiane. My tuk-tuk driver was really friendly, and he took the time to show me around. He didn't speak any English, which is fine, and it was quite a relatively calm trip in Vientiane. So I would say nothing really exciting happened, but at the same time, it was just a little nice side trip there. I also noticed they had a place that looks like church chicken, but they call it Texas chicken. So I don't know if they had to change that name to Texas in Laos, but I did see that church chicken looking place when I was in Laos. One of my biggest impression when I was looking around Vientiane is that it's a really quiet city. So it's not the typical hustle bustle that you would experience when you are traveling in Southeast Asia. Would I ever go back to Laos again? I might, because I've always wanted to see the Plains of Jars. Otherwise, I'm not really sure when I would go back there, but it's not a bad country to visit. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And don't forget to sign up to the Travel and Live Free newsletter, where you can get a 10-step cheat sheet on how to travel around the world. You'll also get the latest tips and strategies on how to save money on travel for Canadians, how to go on around the world adventure travel for Canadians, and how to use travel to get more freedom in your life as a Canadian. You can sign up for that newsletter in the description below. Until next time, I'll see you then.